Conan, what is best in life?
To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
That is good.
What's best in life indeed. Yes, of course, Conan the Barbarian was a classic. And for the people who dislike it, I still enjoyed it. Conan the Destroyer was good fun as well, though nowhere near as good as the Barbarian. But of course, both movies ended setting up a story that we weren't meant to get, and unfortunately to this stage we still have not gotten, and it is of course King Conan. And what is happening with it? Well, it seems to be not just in development hell, even though there does seem to be a script out there which Arnold Schwarzenegger himself is now talking about, but it's the fact that the rights to the whole franchise seems to be all over the place. But there is a bit of unfortunate news, and it's about director John Milius, who of course directed Conan the Barbarian. He's fighting cancer, and it's taking a big toll on his health. He's dealing with other health issues as well, but Schwarzenegger has gone now to try and motivate him and pump him up, because Milius seems to be at a stage through chemotherapy where he's starting to think about giving up, and Arnold's not letting that happen. But in doing so, Arnold has revealed a part of the script that John Milius wrote for King Conan, and when you hear the idea, you're just like, oh, we need this movie. We absolutely need this movie. Now, he's using this part of the script to motivate John Milius to get off his ass and fight, because again, he seems to be at a stage where he was starting to maybe give up. So we'll have a look at this, because not just is it great to hear what this idea was for this movie, but it's also great that Arnold is using it to motivate John Milius to actually keep fighting this good fight against cancer, because I think we can all agree, we've all known people who have suffered with cancer, and we all probably know someone and have someone we've lost to it. So from me and the rest of all of you to cancer, fuck cancer. But with that, let's have a look at this. So a script scene from the Unmade Conan sequel, King Conan, has leaked, and it's thanks to the guy meant to star in the film, the man who made the iconic role famous in the first place, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger shared the scene as an act of solidarity to support and motivate his friend, John Milius, who directed the first film and wrote the King Conan script. Milius is suffering from cancer, and the Governor is journeying into the Iberian age to confront death and aging head-on with inspiration for the filmmaker. The scene involves Conan, far removed from the heart of battle and swinging a sword, wandering the halls of his castle when he, broken and tired, is tempted by the devil to give up then and there. In the script for King Conan, John Milius wrote one of the most powerful scenes I've ever read in any script, Schwarzenegger wrote in his latest Monday Motivation newsletter. So this then is what he says about this. Conan had become complacent after years on the throne. He no longer has the same hunger, and his sword has become an artifact on his wall instead of the instrument of action you remember from Conan the Barbarian. He was at a point in his life where he was content to relive his glory days instead of creating new ones. Then, one night, he's walking through the dark halls of his castle, and Death, the devil, confronts him, the actor explains. The devil tells Conan he's old and tired and invites him to just come with him, where he can relax and rest in comfort. It awakens something in Conan, and in his old barbarian fashion, he tells the devil, "Fuck you," and unsheaths his sword for the first time in ages to literally fight Death himself. I won't spoil the whole story in case someone ever decides we should finally make King Conan, but I think a lot of you, especially those of you who are aging, might see yourself in this scene, Schwarzenegger stressed. So that's the scene itself. That was the idea, that Conan would be basically... Now, we should emphasize that it is shown in The Barbarian and, of course, The Destroyer that King Conan is sitting on his throne, wearing the crown on his frown. Remember that, it was his frown. And that he was basically reminiscing about the good old days, and he was sitting on a throne he never really wanted. So what this scene is, and what would potentially set up the story of the movie, is that basically the devil / death himself comes for Conan and almost persuades Conan to give up, and Conan decides, screw this, and he goes on that final battle. So this is what he's talking about and why he brings this scene up. So I won't just talk about it, I'll show you why he was bringing this up. So Schwarzenegger continues saying, and last week when I went to visit John Milius, I had to use his own lines on the man himself because he needed to hear it. You know John as the writer of some of the greatest movies of all time, like Apocalypse Now, and as the director of Conan and other amazing movies. He's a friend and a mentor, and I owe my career to him. So as he is fighting cancer and other health challenges, I feel a duty to be there to pump him up. John has been a real champion, fighting this cancer with courage, but I know it's hard to go through chemo, and his nurse told me he needs to get up and walk more. So I asked him if he's walking, Schwarzenegger recalled. He told me he didn't feel like it, and I reminded him of what he wrote about Conan. I said, John, that's not you who doesn't want to walk. That's the devil inside you. You know better than anyone he will play tricks on you. He will tell you to lie down, to just relax, to choose comfort. That's because he wants you sooner. But you have to say, fuck you, like Conan. He can have you someday, but not today. This is a battle, and you are a gladiator. It goes from morning to night. So that's what Schwarzenegger told him, and why he brought this up about this scene. It's that this scene was going to be that Conan, as it says here, death basically arrives and just tells Conan, hey look, just give up. It's time for comfort. It's time for relaxation. Come with me and let it all go. And Conan says, no, F you. It's time to battle. And he was using it for John Milius, who is meant to be getting up and walking around and all this stuff, and clearly wasn't doing so, which is understandable as well, because as we all know from people all around us and stuff, that cancer and chemo will absolutely take it all out of you and you just want to give up. But he used those words back against John Milius to motivate him. Get your ass up. Let's do this. Let's continue to fight. And of course, Schwarzenegger is also basically saying, look, to us, the fans, is basically, we need this movie to happen. We need to do something and get people motivated to finally get this movie to happen. And if that was the idea of the movie, that death comes for Conan and Conan says F you, and that's what gets him back into battle and he's basically fighting the devil himself, hell yeah. Why have we not got this movie yet? It needs to happen. And we know Schwarzenegger still very much wants it to happen. And we know all of us, the fans, very much want it to happen. So let's make it happen. And let's hope those words do motivate John Milius to kick cancer's ass and get better. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Let me know what you think of that pitch, that scene. Would you have loved to have seen that? Do you still want to see it? Do let me know. Cheers. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you in the next one.